Alright, so I just wanted to, share with you guys something I saw on Comic Vine about a week ago, and they basically talked about if you could make your own Justice League team, who would you put? And in traditional Justice League sense, mostly in the team's roster consists of 7, no more, no less, for the most part. And, so here's my team. Now, my leader, I'd pick as, for leader, John Henry Irons, Steel. I choose Steel as a leader because I really think he can pull off being a leader. He's led some small groups of the Justice League before, but I want to see him actually lead the team. I think he's a very capable person, a very capable hero as well, and able to lead a team of any kind of group and use every member of the team he has at his disposal, basically. And basically use every member of his team to their best extent, and try to I think he'd work pretty well like that. I don't know how he'd well with working. He's a very technical person, so I don't know if he could work with. I'm not trying to say he's not a human-like character, but I wonder how he would deal with the other team's real-life problems, or just tell them get your head in the game, or leave. He'd be a very stern leader as well, unlike when Superman led, or the other team leaders in the past would be like, okay, if you need to take some time off, you do. Steve would probably be like, if you can't make the cut, get out. So I think it'd be an interesting twist to see him as leader of the Justice League. But anyway, moving on to Artemis. Now I chose Artemis because one, there was a time when she was Wonder Woman for a short time. And I think she could be an interesting character. I could probably see Diana asking Artemis to join a new Justice League that Steel is forming, in order, to do the stuff while the rest of the big name superheroes are out doing all the work, are doing like some real work on their own. So I could see Diana asking Artemis to join this new team so she could better understand man's world. I mean, she, like I said, she was Wonder Woman for a short time, but she's never been a part of the Justice League. So I'd like to see her, work with all these other different types of heroes, and encounter all these strange and new types of superheroes. And she'd be kind of leery about it, but I think she'd be a great addition. The superhuman strength, agility, endurance. She's a great weapons master as well. And like I said, she was pretty good as Wonder Woman for the time when she did replace Diana for a short time. But like I said, it would be interesting to see her as kind of like she'd also make a great tactician, working with John to think of a plan for how they're going to take down an enemy. But sometimes she might be a little more brash and arrogant, and just basically say, let's take them down, and let's just take them down and take no prisoners and whatnot. Let that her real Amazon nature take over. And it'd be interesting to see how she would work together with the other members of the team I chose for this, because this is quite the wild card team of characters. But yeah, Artemis would make a great. I think Artemis would make a great addition to. I chose her for my Justice League. But like I said, she's a great addition, and we're going to move on now to a character you guys probably were not expecting to be on a Justice League team. And that's Jack Ryder, aka the Creeper. I chose the Creeper because I think he'd make a great scout. Now, we all know the Creeper is batshit crazy, but he's also somewhat superhuman, superhuman endurance, strength, and, athletic level agility. But the other thing that the Creeper is that he's stealthy. But sometimes he can be like outright, I'm gonna kill everybody in this room or whatnot. But the Creeper can be stealthy. Like he could sneak into a room and take out a couple guards. So I think it'd be cool to see like maybe Steel tells Creeper, get in there and try to find a way in. He'd probably sneak in there, but then probably lose his shit and just go nuts on everyone in like a security room. But it would be interesting to see just that one a completely unstable person on here. In fact, I could actually see Batman asking John to put the Creeper on the team because he's so unpredictable. And you know, the Creeper's a wild animal, but he's smart. He's crazy like a fox, so that would make him kind of invaluable to the team as well. So the Creeper would make an interesting addition to the team, just always just so crazy. And I could see him trying to hit on Artemis and the other female member I put on the team, just for having some shits and giggles. And I just love to see everyone like, can I please punch Steel? Can I please punch Creeper? He'd make it, but again, I still think he'd be a dependable character, and he'd make a great addition as the scout of the team. You know, moving ahead and then just coming back and saying, hey, there's this, and this, and oh yeah, there's this huge gun turret in front of the base, so, yeah. But anyway, we're going to move on now to next character on my team, and that's Zariel. I always have trouble saying his name. I hope I'm saying his name right. Zariel. For those who don't know who Zariel is an angel who was given mortal form by God when he fell in love with this human woman on Earth. But he did manage to keep some of his angelic powers. He also has an assortment of holy weapons like arrows and a sword. He'd make a great addition as the go-to guy for supernatural enemies. Like in case they're like encountering a demon, I could see them asking Zariel, you know, what are we up against and how do we kill it? And Zariel actually, he kind of has like a very good sense of humor. Now, he's not outright random. He's actually like got this smart and sophisticated and yet sarcastic sense of humor. I mean, this is a guy, when the first time he was asked to join the Justice League by Superman, he said, let me think about it. Nah. And it was funny too. He was like, oh, that was a fantastic offer. I mean, I can't believe I'm being asked by Superman. Let me think about it. No. So that'd be cool. I mean, he's been a Justice League member before, and now they don't really seem to do much with the character. I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw him. And, you know, I'm really getting into the character since I've been rereading a lot of... I've been trying to pick up all the trades of Grant Morrison's run in Justice League, and this is where he was first introduced. He was created by Grant Morrison. And, you know, he'd be a cool addition to the team. Even though he's a mortal angel, he's still considered kind of a powerhouse. He's nowhere near as strong as Superman, but he has actually a sonic scream that can reduce people to dust. But he uses that as a last-ditch weapon. And like I said, he's a great hand-to-hand combatant, and you know, those holy weapons he has would make him a great addition to the team, and plus the supernatural element it helps too. But next up is Plastic Man. Yeah, Eel O'Brien on my team. Now you're probably wondering, why the hell would you put Plastic Man on your team? I mean, okay, first off, he's been a Justice League member before. He's been a member of the Justice League before. I think he works as a good character to be, you know, like the Creeper, a scout, and he could work well as, you know, also the guy to be a morale boost when the team's down. He could just be like, "Come on, guys, we can beat them." You know, the team's cheer. But like I said, he's also pretty powerful. I mean, despite being a random, probably one of the most random and not so serious characters, he's actually, when Plastic Man does get serious, he's actually he can be incredibly powerful with his elastic powers. Remember, guys, he's basically like a funny Mr. Fantastic, and he can actually, you know, he can make those elastic weapons he can make, and other shapes he can make out of his body. If he put his mind to it, he could be a real threat to somebody, like he was in the Flashpoint universe. So, and you know, O'Brien can get serious. So, I think he'd be a good addition to the team. He can be working he's a good character, a very reliable character as well. But anyway, moving on to the next female on my team, and that's Vixen. Now I know Vixen's been a member of the Justice League at one point or another, but she makes a very good, stable member of the Justice League. I mean, you can put her on any Justice League team, and she could work. You know, just because of her powers to use that totem to mimic any animal's any animal's ability, not superpower. But yeah, she can make a good sister figure to Artemis, who's still trying to, you know, understand all these weird Justice League heroes. And, you know, she'd probably be on the team. She's a very, another reliable person, another reliable hero to be on the team. She can also work as a good tracker. I mean, she could, if they're left out in the jungle, that Steel can turn to Vixen and say, you know, could you do something about this? And probably get, like, some animal with a sharp sense of smell and become, like, the team's tracker. And also, you know, basically, if they're lost out in, like, they're trying to find one supervillain out in hiding, like maybe like they're trying to find Ocean Master, and she can get the abilities of a shark and start breathing underwater. So yeah, I mean, a lot of people do pick, whenever they do pick Justice League members for people who should be on. If they could pick a Justice League team, they pick Vixen. But Vixen really works as a really rounded out Justice League team member. I mean, she can be funny when she wants to be, and also be serious when you know the time comes. So yeah, there are a lot more reasons, but those are just to name a few of why I wanted her on my Justice League team. But anyway, moving on to the final member, and this one's going to be funny. But yes, Atrocitus on my Justice League team. Now you're probably wondering, why the hell would you put the leader of the Red Lanterns on a team? Well, first off, I want to say that why should it always be a Green Lantern on a Justice League team? I mean, we saw St. Walker during towards the end of James Robinson's run in JLA. He did some stuff with the Justice League, but I'd actually have a reason of why Atrocitus would be on this Justice League team. He'd actually force his way in there and basically say, you know, I'm going to join you, but don't expect me to treat you guys like friends. And he'd also have a reason to join them. He'd join them to secretly spy on them in case they ever became a threat to his Red Lanterns. So if that ever came to it, he'd know how to stop them. Now, since I know he's not now Atrocitus really isn't a villain. He's more like a Punisher with a power ring. So it'd be interesting to see him, you know, him and Steel come to blows all the time about Atrocitus about to kill a villain. Steel stops him and says, "That's not how we do things." And Atrocitus would basically be like, you know, not everyone you can just throw back in jail, and they're just, why throw them back in jail? They're just going to come right out and do this all over again. And Atrocitus isn't stupid. He's actually pretty logical. Even though sometimes his rage blinds him, he's actually a very logical person. Even though, you know, that rage, like I said, sometimes blinds him. But, you know, I think he'd be an interesting wild card to the team, especially with this very helter-skelter team I thought of. But all in all, I hope you guys have enjoyed this list. Like I said, and remember, guys, if you guys want to do like a video response or a comment below, please remember, like I said, keep it in Justice League Justice League fashion, where it's usually about 7 members on the team, a maximum of at least 7. So yeah, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this. This was really fun, thinking out who would work on who would be, if I could do a Justice League book, and who would I pick on the team. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this, and later.